Dead Freight is the fifth episode of the fifth season of the American television drama series Breaking Bad, and the 51st overall episode of the series. Written and directed by George Mastras, it originally aired on AMC in the United States on August 12, 2012. Plot: a young boy rides on a dirt bike through the desert. Encountering a wild tarantula, he allows it to crawl over his hands before placing it in a jar. He hears a passing freight train and rides toward it. Walt pays a visit to the newly promoted Hank at his new DEA office. During their conversation, Walt admits that his marriage to Skyler is failing and that she doesn't love him anymore, feigning tears. When Hank leaves his office momentarily to get coffee, Walt installs eavesdropping bugs on his computer and inside a picture frame sitting on top of Hank's desk. Walt, Jesse, and Mike interrogate Lydia about the tracking device found affixed to the bottom of one of Madrigal's methylamine barrels. Mike and Walt believe that she planted the device herself and resolve to kill her. However, after forcing Lydia to contact Hank and report her discovery of the tracking device, the crew eavesdrops on Hank's next telephone call and learns that it was actually a team from Houston that epoxied tracking devices to all of the methylamine barrels in Madrigal's warehouse. Now exonerated, Lydia tries to prove her worth to the crew by claiming that she can access an ocean of methylamine now that all of the barrels are being tracked. In exchange for Walt's promise of safety, Lydia reveals that Madrigal's supply of methylamine is transported through New Mexico via freight train, explaining that the train passes through a 3-mile dark territory in McKinley County where its communications go dead. Lydia explains she has access to the train unregistered trademark S final manifest when it is uploaded to her companion unregistered trademark S server, giving them about 6 hours lead time to prepare to rob the train. Deciding to rob the train of its methylamine payload at that point, the crew is faced with the prospect of killing the train's engineer and conductor in order to leave no witnesses behind. Jesse, eager to avoid bloodshed, devises a plan for robbing the train undetected. Acting on this plan, the crew measures the track and buries 2 1,000-gallon tanks next to a trestle in preparation for the upcoming heist, leaving one of the tanks empty while filling the other one with water. They enlist the help of Todd, a Vamono's Pest employee and experienced burglar who is warned by Jesse and Walt that no one can ever know about the heist. Elsewhere, Walt Jr. and Holly remain with Hank and Marie. Walt Jr., who goes back to using the nickname Flynn, is angry at his parents' behavior and tries to return home, only to be curtly persuaded to leave by Walt. Skyler emphasizes her desire to keep the children out of the house, reminding him of his near-fatal encounter with Jesse before Gus Fring's death. Her argument seems to get through to Walt. Skyler also promises to continue laundering Walt's drug money as long as the children stay away. As Walt leaves, Skyler notices his dirty pants and asks if he was out burying bodies, to which he candidly replies robbing a train. Upon viewing the final manifest from her computer at home, Lydia informs Mike of the shipment information. On the scheduled day of the heist, Walt's crew manages to stop the train by blocking a railroad crossing with a broken-down dump truck driven by Cubai. When the engineer and conductor exit the locomotive to assist Cubai, Mike acts as a lookout while Walt, Jesse, and Todd drain methylamine from the tank car into the empty buried tank, simultaneously pumping the water into the car to ensure the weight of the car remains unchanged upon reaching its destination. However, the robbery is threatened when a Good Samaritan arrives on the scene and pushes the dump truck off the tracks earlier than expected. Despite being told by Mike to stop, Walt recklessly makes Jesse and Todd complete the job, putting them in danger as the train leaves. Jesse is forced to lie underneath the moving train, and Todd to jump from it. As Walt, Jesse, and Todd celebrate the heist's apparent success, they discover the same young boy shown earlier on in the episode standing nearby with his idling dirt bike. After the boy waves to them, Todd returns the wave, then draws his pistol and shoots the boy, to Jesse's horror. Production: Dead Freight was written and directed by George Mastras, making his directorial debut on the series. Mastras revealed that the episode was logistically complicated to film because many cameras were needed to capture the lengthy train heist sequence. According to Vince Gilligan, the sequence took 4 days to shoot. The episode was originally titled Dark Territory, but was changed to avoid confusion with the film Under Siege 2, Dark Territory. Coincidentally, that film also features actor Jonathan Banks. Mastras explains that dead freight refers to wasted space on a vessel that has been paid for in full. Reception ratings Dead Freight was watched by 2.48 million viewers and received a 1.3 rating among viewers aged 18 €49. Critical reception The episode received laudatory reviews from critics and is considered one of the best in the series, with many critics praising the deadly train heist sequence and the ending scene that depicts Todd Alquist's character development. Donna Bowman of the AV Club rated it as an A. Though she criticized the material with Skylar and Walt Jr., calling it clumsily functional, she stated that this week patch is more than made up for by the tremendous extended heist sequence and its tragic culmination, which is both well conceived and perfectly shot. Seth Meitin of IGN rated the episode with a 10 out of 10, calling it beautifully crafted and excellently executed. Alan Sapinall of HitFix called Dead Freight a great episode, stating, "So much fun, and then such a devastating but not unfair gut punch at the end." Sean T. Collins of Rolling Stone called the episode harrowing, heartbreaking, magnificent television. George Mastras was nominated for the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Writing for a Drama Series for writing this episode. References. External links: Dead Freight at the official Breaking Bad site, Dead Freight at the Internet Movie Database, Dead Freight at TV.com.